We're heading to Ohio. We're going to try to hit the rut down there just right. Here's the deal. You guys see me shoot a really nice buck last year, but this year we have a deer that we have history with, a deer that we know he's been on the farm, this is his 3rd year, a deer that might be pushing 190, mid 180s for sure, a big typical. I can't wait to be in Ohio. The leaves will be changing, and this time of year just pumps me up.
Here. Getting these cameras ready. Gonna find a few scrapes or some sign, put these covers out on.
Dude, there's a buck right here, Cody. Right here. See him? Dude, that's him, isn't it? Dude, that's a stud. Well, that's pretty exciting. So that deer, you think he's bigger than what we thought?
I figured he went from show camera on 183.
I named him 80.
Yeah.
And I actually said that the first time I ever saw him. I said, that deer's got a chance to be in the 80s for sure. And so I think that's what he is. I think 180 to 185.
That's what I think too.
Well, let's go hang a set. We got some X stands. Let's go hang them in some different spots and check some other cameras.
It's on fire. It's on fire. It's on fire.
What are we gonna do? What was causing that?
We ain't got any tools at all.
Where are the batteries?
We smelled electric fire back there a while ago. We tore everything out and never found anything wrong with it. When we were climbing the hill, we got too much weight on it. And there's an electrical board in there, and somehow that thing shorted out. It caught on fire. Luckily, we had water in the back of it and got to put the fire out. But we're dead in the water right now. We're getting ready to go hang a stand 100 yards out here. So
We're gonna have to, a couple of us will go back and get some tools and fix this, and a couple will go hang this set.
Guys, we are right here, just hung a new X stand, and we hung it in a cherry tree. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Ohio, these bucks will put you to the test. You better be hidden in a tree. The multi-trunk cherry tree right there. Got a big old bow right here, big old bow, big time bedding back this way. And Cody and Holden, they shed hunted this, and there was a ton of sign. And we come back this year, there's scrapes all up and down this old logging road.
Well, guys, just got back from hanging sets this morning. You know what? It's so important to have the information, you know, when you're this far away, 15, 16 hours, to have someone like Cody and Holden taking care of things and helping out moving cameras. You know, just like last year, they helped me to know where to be, move that set, and shoot a good buck.
We actually came into this place right here at night the next day. Holden and Cody come back in here and hung his set right here where we were. Oh man, yeah.
How'd it work out?
Like a dream. And I mean, this is the tree we walked to that night, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, ain't nothing like the deer woods, is there, boys? See that blood? That's a thunderhead razor, boys. This is tough. It really is. I mean, you know, I don't know how long I've been here, what, 6 days or so? And then, you know, this is just icing on the cake. Golly, look at that deer. I'm just trying to spend this first half day learning a little bit, so I ain't chasing my tail the whole hunt. We're in the woods where we saw my big buck I call 80 this morning, and we've got in here, we got set up, and we've been hearing some big grunts back this way, which I really don't like, because I think that he's all over in one place. And it sounds like he's not covering any ground, probably just pushing some does around, but you never know. We just saw a little buck come out down here. I was telling Shane, there's a ditch back here that we actually crossed coming in, and I always see bucks right there. When I hung this 3 years ago, I hung it before I ever hunted the ranch, and just off terrain and different things. And so many of these stands I hung are just a bump off, and this one's a bump off. It really needs to be moved back here about 80 yards. The most challenging thing of hunting Ohio in these big ridges is the wind situation. You know, it calls for southwest and it blows northeast. We're gonna keep just trying to use our head thinking and hopefully get in front of this buck we call 80 or something bigger. But he's a great deer that I had an encounter with out of this very set 2 years ago when he was either 3 or 4 then. He was probably about 160. Hey, big buck right here. Big shooter. Dang, I ain't got an arrow on. I think this back one's got huge eye guards. It's a big old 8 point. Where's the first one at? Did he move? Oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. That's a framey sucker, ain't it? My gut told me not to call them deer. I think a lot of it's the time of day. And then watching them just get a drink, I should have knew better not to call them deer. That 10 point right there with that split. I've never seen him. We got one picture we think of his tall tines the other night, and that's it. All right, I'm fixing to call him in right here. If he's by himself, hopefully. And then he's that kind of deer. Right underneath this right here.
basically what happened with this farm is, 3 years ago we come in and I hung 17 different sets on this farm, and just based on terrain and looking at the map and what I thought. And some of them hit okay, but some of them I'm having to adjust. And during the rut, you gotta keep up. You can't just stay put. If you gotta move, you gotta move, and that's what we're doing. Got a little cooler temperatures. We're gonna go back to that set, that big oak we call the death trap. So it's gonna be up high on the ridge, basically just trying to catch these bucks coming back up from the destination fields and hopefully be chasing or out looking for does. We're gonna be setting all day, so I am taking a heated bodysuit. If you want a challenge, you need to come to Ohio. I just walk through looking in the trees. Hopefully it gets better because we've been busted twice now. Not very good, so pretty aggravating, but it just takes one little deal to be able to get this big sucker killed. Just gotta keep your head up and keep going. So. I am taking a break where 80's at his core area. I'm out of there right now because I just feel like it wasn't a great situation this morning. Now the one thing that's going to happen is going to start cooling off slowly but surely all day. Can't really figure it out. It's a year and a half old 6 months, what it looks like. It looks like something ran him off. I hope a deer ain't locked down, that's what I'm hoping. Sit down over there in the floor and be real still. They think this is for them, but this is actually for me, so now they'll start liking me, Today I chose not to go in there after 80, just conditions weren't right. I didn't want to step on him. Anytime I get in after a big deer like this, it just seems like I'm always what I call a dog fight. I mean, that's the way it is. You just, so many times you feel so confused. You feel like that you make wrong decisions, and that's right where I'm at. But right now, I'm just leaning on Cody's and Holden's family and Bud being here. You know what, we're gonna fellowship, we're gonna have a good time. And if I can catch up with 80, that'll just be icing on the cake. We're sitting all day, we're at Ohio. Bud, Mr. Catching Deers himself is here. Bud and I met, I believe, at the ATA.
That's right.
But I think my connection with Bud is obviously the outdoors, but is our good Lord.
Yeah.
That's probably the number one thing where I want to put my focus and be around people like you.
I went to ATA and I said, if there's one or two people that I want to meet at this show, you were one of them. It's because of not that you shoot big deer, but the level of respect that I have for you as a human being. And so when you asked me to come to Ohio and chase some big bucks, I was like, I'm there. Clear the schedule, I'm there, let's do this.
All right, guys, we got standing corn right here. I think deer right here. About 90 100% that was 80. He's right here. I mean, he's probably within 100 yards for sure. Only thing I'm worried about is after I got in here, I'm starting to see limbs. I wish we would have got down.
So far, the deer are winning. We, day one, we saw 8 bucks, some good ones with nice potential, and they were running around, and we thought we were in for just a phenomenal week because the weather was dropping, getting cold like it is. And then the deer stopped moving. Jeff's hunting right across the road, and he's seen a really, like 180-inch deer a few times, and so part of me wants to see him, shoot him, part of me doesn't. But anything can happen. There's some big deer here, so.
Are you hearing that grunting, golly? I mean, grunt. That's some grunting right there.
There's a deer in that corner. That's a buck.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Walk by Faith. This week I'm going to talk about a topic we really don't like, and that's the word hell. And I want to turn to Revelations 21:8, where it says this. It says, "But the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the idolaters, and all liars, they will be consigned to the fiery lake of burning sulfur." This is the second death. I mean, this is serious stuff, guys. And we might all be saying, well, that's not me. I'm not a murderer. I'm not this. Well, Jesus says this. He says if we hate our brother, then we've already committed murder. I think if we go down to 10 Commandments, we can all agree that we are all sinners. But God sent His Son to pay the ultimate price for that. But the Bible also says the only way that we're going to get to heaven is by putting our trust in Jesus, having a relationship with Jesus Christ, and then turning from our old self and becoming a new person. This is the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it is the most important decision we'll ever make in our lifetime. Hey, I'm Jeff Danker, and remember, as we always say, shoot by sight, walk by faith.